this study paints a fascinating picture of a future where, first for medical applications, but then also in general, psychedelics of various forms could be used by the broader society. Forgive the perhaps ridiculous question, but if much of society, including our politicians, are taking psychedelics and dissolving their ego and going through this whole process, how do you think the world may look different in 20, 30, 50 years?
Okay. So I said that I think license legalization happens in 2035.
Yes.
All right. So, and I think by 2050, we will have enough people, hopefully spiritualized. We're also talking about, we hear so much in terms of climate change about, net zero carbon. So our goal is net zero trauma. When do we have a world with net zero trauma? I mean, right now, we have 2 sites in Israel. So we help a few people, but the recent war with Gaza has traumatized millions of people on both sides. So we are a long way away from net zero trauma. But that's the hope. And that's, I think, possible. I think humanity as a whole is like lemmings heading over a cliff with climate change and with the nuclear proliferation and just the religious hatreds and the retreat to authoritarianism and fundamentalism and tribalism. So I think that there's a very good chance, though, that psychedelics used wisely. So it's not just make psychedelics legal and everybody takes them. And, as you talked about Ted Kaczynski, it's the context that people take it in. But I think that there's a reasonable chance that enough people can sort of, you could say, clean their filters to see people as more similar to them than different, not to label them as the enemy. Stan Grof, again, had this beautiful phrase about transparent to the transcendent. That's what. Yeah. So for our ego, can we be transparent to the transcendent? Because can the filter that we look through the world at be cleaned to, you could say, cleansing the doors of perception? Can it be cleaned to the point where we can see the humanity in everybody and see that? One way to say this is that can we get to the point where religions are seen as like languages, where we all have this need to communicate? There's thousands of different languages. We don't say that this language is fundamentally better than this language. This language is the only right language. Everybody must speak English, and Russian is bad or German is bad. Maybe we'll get to that point that religions are like that they're different cultural backgrounds, different symbol systems, different saints and heroes and messiahs and all this, but that, Jesus is the Son of God, but so is everybody, or,
yes.
The Jews are the chosen people, but so is everybody. Mm-hmm. So can we get there? I think that we can. And I think that we need to survive the challenges that we're facing. And the hope is that by bringing psychedelics as tools forward and trying to bring the context around them to be one of responsibility rather than just profit maximization and just, get as many people to do them from all these for-profit companies, can we, and then also drug policy reform and embed knowledge in the society, can we get to honest drug education? DARE, the Drug Awareness Resistance education, is fundamentally twisted. But it's the program that's used in a lot of schools now. Mm-hmm. So can we get honest drug education, pure drugs, harm reduction, and knowledge about therapeutic uses, and on the one hand, and more of these thousands of psychedelic clinics? I'm hopeful, and that's our goal.